Welcome. Our first lesson is on awareness and intuition. To understand life, you must first understand energy. You are an energetic being having a human experience. Where does this energy come from? Well, the answer is simple. Your thoughts create feelings, and these feelings create a vibration, and that vibration creates our reality. So in essence, we're the co-creators of our own reality. Our vibration attracts and creates the results that we see in our life. Even the microorganisms that make up 3% of our body mass feed off of our frequency and vibration. How crazy is that? So some of what defines our energy comes from our karma. And our karma can influence our tendencies. Have you noticed that you have tendencies? And these tendencies are affected by our subconscious mind, our unconscious. And this relationship has a direct impact with our spiritual evolution. So our subconscious, or like I said, our unconscious mind, is constantly projecting our beliefs into the screen of life, like a movie. So we live in an energetic universe, and the quicker that we take responsibility for our thoughts that come into our mind, the quicker we can change our circumstances, circum, all around us. Because we live in an inside-out universe, one song, not an outside-in one, the way that society wants us to think. So how do we actually hear these thoughts? Our thought process begins with awareness. So you are awareness, you are not the thought. Hear that 5 times. If we're clueless, we repress our emotions, we never take responsibility for our behaviors, that's how we stay stuck. So to transform old, outdated beliefs, we need to hold ourselves accountable, because we hold ourselves back whenever we do that. We make it so we're not able to receive the life that we would love living, and we stop the flow of good. So in this state of denial, we don't evolve consciously. We continue to make the same mistakes over and over and attract the same energies, people, unwanted scenarios, and oftentimes we just don't understand why. We don't understand why we're not doing well. It's all energy. It's our thoughts. It's your beliefs that you have about yourself. We might even believe that life is happening to us, like a victim to our circumstances. The moment you realize that you're responsible for changing your vibration and changing your life, that what is happening within you is mirroring what you're seeing outside of you, you can attract the dream life that you want. So when you realize that life is happening for you, you see that these situations are just pure opportunities to manifest outcomes, positive outcomes. So I like to think of it as riding the razor's edge, balancing action and surrender. And by doing so, we experience life through us. This is the final stage of awakening, thus mastering the art of creation and manifestation. And this requires a daily practice of living clean principles. So the first principles I'm teaching you about awareness and intuition. The truth is that mastering your energy is mastering your mindset. Consistency, commitment, and awareness are necessary to change from the inside out. So science has proven that the quality of our energy is more important than our chemistry. Living clean is about clearing the field of negative energy, living with a clean heart, clearing the field of energy that affects the outcomes, aligning our desires of our heart, tuning into the divine. This pathway opens up a door to our intuition whenever we do this. So to live our best life, we must align with the heart, the mind, the gut, because everything's energy and it's all connected. And what we take in, we must also put out as energy. So what we think what we say, what we eat. So if we're living a clean, high vibe lifestyle, what we desire, then everything that we see with our eyes and our ears and our mouth has a vibration, and it causes a certain frequency that shifts within us. The state that we're in whenever we eat is important. We take in nutrients, we take in toxins in the form of food and thoughts, feelings and emotions. And these get absorbed and digested, and distributed. But sometimes things get stuck in the body. And our mental and emotional state affects our health, just as much as our diet affects our mental state and our emotional body. If you deny your truth, you're never going to repair your microbiome or heal any aspect of your life, especially gut issues, because the health begins in the mind with this awareness, and ultimately affects all parts of our body, but especially the gut and the immune system, because the immune system starts in the nervous system. This is known as the gut-brain axis, if you're familiar. So we're going to talk more about that in the program and talk about the theories and how this relates to energy medicine. This phrase, gut instinct, is intuition in action. The connection between those two worlds is no coincidence. Your gut intuition is an instantaneous response to knowing the truth. So follow your gut instinct, because increasing numbers of studies have shown that the health of the gut might play even a greater role in the mind. So when we deny our truth, we abandon our core values, we suffer. We suffer a decline in health and energy that results in gut permeability, low stomach acid, depleted minerals. And all of this makes us more susceptible to outside invaders and pathogens of all kinds, even people, whenever we don't have clear boundaries. So all these values are displaced in the emotional field, and food that could be once nutritious invades the body and begins to attack itself. Some people call this autoimmune. The process is natural. We just need to stay in the flow of truth to be happy. Happiness is inside job. And the brain food in the form of thoughts that we figuratively chew on every day trumps whatever organic food you may digest. So what is happening in the collective is this invasion of glycinate. Have you heard about this Monsanto's Roundup, the glycinate, the active chemical compound found in Monsanto's Roundup weed killer? This runs off into our fresh water and can be traced into our food supply. It's destroying our Earth's microbiome and thus affecting our personal microbiome. And we have, as a collective, been asleep for a long time and allowed our Earth to be ravaged in the name of greed and low vibrational misinformation. So collectively, we need to educate ourselves, we need to be informed, we need to know where our food sources are coming from, and wake up to the realization, finally, that we are all connected and we're in a genius matrix of vibration. So this higher level mindset of love is practiced whenever we think, move, and eat. Our emotional and mental states make all the difference, and we're in charge of that. So we go against our heart, it eventually surfaces somewhere else in the body. You can't ignore the heart. Just as diet of organic foods or the most stringent workout regimen or the most dedicated yoga practice will not nourish you if you're unhappy. You'll never attract the highest and best life without first changing from within, changing your energy by changing your thoughts. So if your workouts cause you pain and suffering without any form of integration, love what you're doing. Love how you're experiencing life. Find your joy. Seriously, it's not worth it. Because denying yourself and what your needs are that's not how you find happiness. So I'm referring to the movement of energy, not just physical movement here, because my belief is that all movement is good if done skillfully and consciously, but from a place of self-love. So I love connecting breath to movement as it sharpens my mind and it connects my mind to my heart. That's what Hatha Yoga taught me. I started at age 14, mainly to get out of pain. But the difference between organic and muscle energy is what I learned in Hatha Yoga. Yin Yoga taught me about the meridian system, and Chinese medicine taught me about how our minds affect our body and how interconnected they are. But by becoming a yoga therapist, this taught me how to encapsulate all of these tools, breathwork, mudra, mantra, asana, to affect the energy body in specific ways. And you can do that too, and we'll learn that in the program. Breathwork affects all 5 layers of being, the koshas: mental, emotional, energetic, physical, and ethereal, also known as spiritual being. Each layer progressively encases the next, and from the more dense to the more subtle, extending out from the physical body is the biofield. And all things are moving. All these things have a frequency and a vibration. So how we use our bodies affects our vibration. Energy needs to stay in motion, or it becomes stagnant and deficient. Just like in the physical body, emotion must stay in motion. And just like the spiritual body after it leaves this dimension. And yet, ironically, we've had the deepest and most profound experience with energy and stillness and silence. Those moments of stillness and quiet have been the most profound for me in my human experience. In the study of energy and the energy body in this dimension and other dimensions, meaning those that I'm connected to that have passed, I find that the emotions directly affect the meridians and the chakras and the spirit's ability to transition fully. So this understanding of transitioning is what initially attracted me to energy medicine. My fascination with death and spirits was when they left their physical bodies after my great-grandmother passed. And this intuitive gift of the dead speaking to me led me to mortuary college, quickly learning that intuition was the very reason I left that field. Those tormented souls whose lives were cut short wanted me to tell them why they had died. And even though the bodies had been dead for days, I knew that their spirits could still feel what we were doing to them. And as an intuitive empath, that awareness was very challenging for me. So my desire to affect the energy body of the living is what led me to the work that I've been doing for over 20 years towards a career as a body worker and yoga therapist. It all starts with energy. Along the way, I wanted to better understand my own thoughts and how they affected manifesting life and my own abilities, so I became interested in quantum physics, and the intangible structure that unifies things at an atomic and subatomic level. Manifesting, or how the universe responds to our thinking and feeling, led me to even go further. And after more than a decade of meditation and yoga practice and working as a healer, I became a yoga therapist and later as a coach. So all the education that I've received over the years has never held a candle to what life itself has taught me. Because life is an opportunity to become the person that you're destined to be. So let's take a look at the philosophy of clean living based on the connection of the vision-based, heart-aligned, gut action-driven process. We know that thoughts create feelings, we know that those feelings create a vibration, and we know that that vibration creates matter. So what we think, we become, and it's been proven Energetic health is more important than chemical and genetic makeup. This is not some kind of self-righteous, pretentious cult to validate how privileged you are, or to convince you that if you go vegan and wear crystals and awaken your heart chakra or adopt feng shui, this is living clean. No, no, no. Living clean inspires you to be present, to not do, but to just be. So if awareness is the background music, then the conversation taking place is intuition. And yes, this is about cleaning up your vibe, but from its foundation. Living clean is about your core beliefs, and how if you're not conscious or aware of your past dictating your future, then they may ruin or they may positively run your life. But it's about taking control of your unpredictable life in the true way that you can by increasing your awareness of your thoughts as they create the reality around you. Living clean is about taking responsibility and harnessing the power that many have yet to even totally tap into. Living clean is about whom you associate yourself with and how you treat others, and most of all, the thoughts that you carry beginning with yourself. So jealous, competitive thoughts don't make for clean living, don't make for clean high vibe, any more than obsessing about what others think about you, or dimming your own light in order not to outshine others because folks around you might feel insecure. Living clean is about taking responsibility, not taking things personally when others think about you, or allowing others' opinions to determine your worth. That's just a sure way to disempower yourself. Your intentions in life are defined by your attention. The universe speaks in images, so choose your thoughts wisely, because all things are first created in the mind and then in kind. So taking full responsibility for what kind of thoughts that you're taking in and how they will compost into the garden of your life is essential to clean living. Everything is created twice in the universe. Like I said, first in mind, then in kind. So we got to clean up the negative self-limiting beliefs that are holding you back, so you can start to attract what it is that you want in your life. It sounds simple, it works, but you can't afford to have a low vibe feeling if you want to attract and have big things in life. The universe responds and amplifies the thoughts that we hold. So if we hold pure thoughts of gratitude and abundance, the universe will amplify that. The more aware that we're able to become, the more we're able to transform where we are into where we want to go and where we want to be, and become a part of a larger whole to transform the planet. This is clean living, becoming a vision-based person. The realization of oneness is living clean. Living clean leads you to co-create your reality, a privileged life with the energy of nature. So overcome dead-end paradigms. Transform your soul by creating the life that you desire. We're not here to get, we're here to let. So in this week's audio meditation, I'm going to be teaching you the meditation technique that I was taught in 1995 that altered the course of my life most significantly. So head on over to SoundCloud. I'll see you over there.